this show is very good at explaining complicated concepts very quickly and easily. Like back when I was pitching scripts to Hollywood, one of the best pieces of advice I got was any plot you can't communicate in one sentence is too complicated, or you're trying to overcomplicate it. So basically, you should be able to say like I had one plot that was about memory loss, and there's so many plot details that matter. But at the end of the day, the concept of the plot was, what if you have, you know how you always have these movies where somebody comes in and you know they weren't really there. Fight Club. There's other movies like that where somebody in the film doesn't exist. They're not really there, and at the end of the movie they reveal they're not there. We've seen this a lot. It's become a cliche. I even saw a movie where the whole movie they're making you think that somebody's not there, doesn't exist, that they're not there, that they're not real. And at the end of the movie, they reveal they are real because we're so used to the idea of somebody being in a movie is not real because nobody interacts with them. The waitress comes over and asks if you want a drink, but they don't ask if they want a drink, and there's no dishes set in front of them. All these little subtle clues. Well, this one movie I'm talking about, they wanted you to think he wasn't real. It turns out he was. So that was a great twist. But it's such a cliche. There's a Stephen King movie, same way. I think Leonardo DiCaprio was in it, or was it Johnny Depp? I think it was Johnny Depp was in it. But it was The Dark Half? I can't remember. Anyway, oh, you know what it was? Secret Window. Secret Garden, Secret Window is a story, and I think the movie was just one of that. I think it was Secret Window. But yeah, so it's like there's all these plots where there's somebody's not there the entire movie, but one the characters in the audience thinks they are there. So I had a script that was the reverse. There's an additional person in the movie the entire time, and the audience doesn't know they're there. They're affecting the plot. They're the real bad guy. And the audience thinks your protagonist is the bad guy, when it turns out this third person is doing something. Like this guy kidnaps a woman, and he's terrorizing her, and he's doing all these other things, and he's killing all these other people. You get to the end of the movie, you realize it's not him. He's being mind controlled by this third person who is, and this is a story being told by our protagonist. He's telling a story, and in the story he's telling, the villain had deleted himself from that guy's memories, so that's why he wasn't there. So the entire movie, there's a third character in the movie that the audience doesn't know is there. So I was reversing it. I was taking the actual stereotype and flipping it on its head. And there was a bunch of clues. Like instead of you're sitting there at the restaurant and there's no dishes in front of this third person, we now have two people sitting in a restaurant, but there's three place settings. There's another plate and there's another cup. And when they're driving in the car, he's in the car, she's in the car, but in the back seat, the third seatbelt is also engaged, but there's nobody there. So there'll be a bunch of these little clues hinting at the fact that, like, creeping in the edges, the corners of his memory, trying to tell him and trying to tell the audience, hey, there's another person in the script. There's another person in this movie. That was my concept. But I was like, I would spend like 20 minutes trying to explain this concept, and nobody would buy the script. And then finally, when I said, what if we take this thing, Fight Club, Secret Garden, this thing where, and flip it on its head, and I explained it like I did, but even quicker. What if we take that Fight Club, but we flip it on its head? Instead of another person being in a movie that we don't think is there is a person in a movie and we don't know they're there. Everybody like that. It's much simpler. It boils it down to, it's the hook. You boil it down to the hook, and then I started getting a lot of interest in the script. So, never sold it, but because the execution of it. See, that's why I don't mind telling my story ideas, by the way. Some people are so afraid, because I think this is a great idea. I think it's a really good idea. I still have never seen it done. 15 years after I first started pitching it, I've still seen nobody do this. So it's a great idea. But I don't care about telling you my great idea because you can't execute my idea the way I can, and maybe you can execute it better. Like, the way I executed the idea was not great in the script. The script had issues, right? So I never worry about somebody stealing my ideas because they can't execute it like me, and if they can execute it better, more power to them. If they can actually get it sold. So I don't care about all that kind of stuff. But anyway, the point of this is you have to be able to succinctly, very quickly, very briefly communicate your ideas to the audience. And they do such a great job, basically without saying that they're doing like a capture the flag. This is a complicated test that we're talking about. And they were starting to lose me. It's talking about, okay, so we got 44 gates, and and there's these dimensions of the battlefield and all this stuff. But then really the 44 gates don't even matter. It's just there's each person's going in a separate gate. So I would have even trimmed that part down. 'Cause who cares how many gates there are? Like all you had to say was each person has their own gate. But they have all this world building. They're excited, and they want to tell the audience all the world building, right? So that's part of it, I guess. But they were still able to very quickly and succinctly communicate in probably 2 minutes of screen time everything we need to know to be able to enjoy these next run of episodes. I'm predicting probably another 4 episodes, five, maybe one episode for each day, maybe more. This could be end up being a really long story arc, just this one test, right? So the screen time is so valuable. Maybe not as valuable in an anime because you're trying to stretch anyway and you're trying to keep ahead of the manga. So maybe screen time is not as valuable in anime now that I think about it. But in any other kind of filmmaking you do, it's so valuable you can't waste any time. You can't waste an extra 60 seconds explaining something if you can explain it quicker. I think they do a good job of that. That's basically my point in all this. Let's go ahead and get into this. You know where we are? You know where we're going. Apparently we're doing a deep flashback of... Let's just do this. 3, 2, 1. Yes, let's go through all of last episode. Yeah. Actually, it looks like we're just starting as we go through. That was pretty far into the episode. That's right. Run with your head down and your arms behind your back because that's faster. Slap. But I have to admit, it looks cool. It's a really cool, right? I like also another thing I like about this is the different ways people move. Yeah, some people running, some flying, and some hopping, right? Because they're all coming from different places and they're different ways of traveling. They would rather travel through the tree branches, even though there's a lot of dangerous shit up there. But there's also dangerous shit on the ground, right? So 6 of one, half dozen another, right? We already got rid of one team of red shirts. Can you imagine all this time you spend, all these years of training, get to the second round of the test? You even survived the first round of the test, by the way, which was hard. Get to the second round and you lose in 5 minutes. Like 5 minutes after you walk in there of a 5-day test, you get caught in a net and get these slugs biting your ass and you're pulled out. Like that would suck, man. That would suck so bad. She will physically abuse him, and then she's going to turn to her buddy and be like, "Hey, you can't do it as much. You're going too far now. That's too much abuse." Like heavens to Murgatroyd. I like how pissed she's looking. She's got her arms crossed. It's all about the body language. Yeah. Kick his ass. How dare you? Come out here looking like him and do a sloppy job of it too, having the host on the wrong side. No matter what, you don't have to go that far. Yeah, but any domestic violence up to that point is okay. Oh, well. Well, the phoniness is implied, I think. Also, I love the sound design here. I don't know that we necessarily call it music. It's more like creepy noises. That's right, get his ass. Wow. That's right, fire blast his ass. I've been playing a lot of stick fight with my godson, and you let yourself get taken. Thanks, man. He let himself get taken 1-on-1. Where's the other two members of this guy's crew, by the way? But anyway, my favorite gun is the one that shoots these like grenades, like they're flaming grenades, and they'll go about 20 feet and then they blow up. Right? That's kind of what this reminds me of. I ain't gonna calmly hand over nothing. You're gonna have to take it. That's right. Now he's gonna rescue your ass. Apparently, this guy's really good. He'd be jumping people 1-on-1. The hell was that? Oh wow, that's a pretty decent move right there, man. I like that. Also, like when they throw it, but they also follow up with their own personal attack. So you have to dodge both, right? Cut his heart out. I wonder if that's a meme. Don't just stand there. Yeah, Sakura, because that's pretty much all she does, right? Don't run away now, chump. Why is he alone? That's the question, right? Yeah, no shit. Yeah, that was pretty clever, man. I'm glad you picked up on it so fast. Let's all mark our cheeks, and you better whisper it. Attack his ass. See, I have a terrible memory, so I'd be really bad at this. I still think the password is banana. Somebody's listening. That's why we're panning around. What's up here? That's the password? All that? Yeah, I said once. Yeah. You have to memorize that entire saying. Like, that was like 3 paragraphs, man. Somebody's listening to him, I think. Yeah, crap. Dude. Yeah, that first one felt like it was a foreshadowing, shall we say. Then they just stand there. Not very good reflexes there, buddy. hey, man, look, you disturbing all the dirt. Yeah. I was talking before a while back about the football players and stuff and how you can be a 7, but your ceiling is only an 8. You can be a 5. That is a long ass password. Wrong. You got one word wrong. Stab, 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 stab. Yeah. He ain't gonna know the password. Yeah. I don't remember that shit. Really? He remembers it? Was he just screwing with her? He has a mark on his cheek. Yeah, yeah. He would never know it. Impossible. He's paranoid. He's losing it, man. Yeah, exactly. Attack his ass. Good point. That's how we would know. This is hilarious. This is so good. Let's talk about it for a really long time. I would just keep attacking. If I know, it doesn't matter. She knows. Oh crap! That's all we need to know. Too much shape shifting going on, man. You're hurting my brain. That was the whole point. That's why she was listening in. That's why they showed that stick, right? That's how she was listening. Right. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Exactly. Gotcha. That was very smart. But his paranoia is getting out of control, man. Well, I guess I'll try later. Yeah. Would you stop at this damn time? Come on, man. Has he been jumped twice? Seriously? Twice. Incompetent. He's not starting off very well, man. He got jumped and now he's like been laid out and they've been able to double him twice in 2 episodes. Incompetent. Oh crap. This he can probably handle because it can't outsmart him. He should be able to outsmart the snake, I would think. Because, you could do like the clone stuff and that would confuse the snake. He doesn't know what to look for. Clone a bunch of them and, he's biting in all these different things and meanwhile you're cutting out. Well, unless you're like slow as hell. Oh, well. Well, I guess that's the end of the series. 28 episodes. Not so bad. I've seen shorter series. Oh, is that what you have? Yeah, I guess so. Dude, enough with the effing tongue. Come on, man. Well, I guess we're just going to have to cut that disgusting ass tongue out of your mouth. Oh my god. Look, come on, man. There's only so much I can take. What is wrong with you? Was that a commercial break? That was, wasn't it? Place commercial here. Very nicely done. Always seamless. God damn, what is happening? Did she just get? She got wrecked, didn't she? That's what it was. She was so paying attention to them, she wasn't looking at her back. You always got to check your six. Go ahead, take your time before telling us what happened. Oh, I thought she got wrecked. What the hell happened? Some kind of psychic attack, I guess. Okay, that's what it was. She hit him with a psychic attack. Yeah, okay. In D&D, they call it psionics, I think. Not good. She is messed up. Oh boy. Yeah. None of this is good. This is a good power you got there. Of course, it probably only works on newbies, right? What you've he's yeah yeah he's riding around inside the snake. Yeah, you just got to stab, man. That's all you can do, right? Your knife better be sharper. What else you got? You got any Pepto Bismol? No, that's the opposite of what you need. Guess that'll expand. It gets wet and expands, I guess. I don't know how that helps you. Oh, okay. I don't know. You probably could have figured that out without losing your lunch. Oh, crap. Jesus. But anyway, like it probably works best on newbies and people if you've had years of self discipline and mental uh, trials and stuff. That kind of attack wouldn't work on you, I don't think. So it'll be less effective. The utility would be less the more you get into this, right? The more experienced you are. But it's working pretty good right now, ain't it? He is shooketh. Dude, you better grab her and run. Wow. Of course, a lot of this is intimidation, mental manipulation. Like she's not actually going to kill him. I don't think. I think it's just to make them think that she is. So they'll give up the scroll, right? Bluffing him. In other words. Yeah, you're boring. Oh crap. Not good. Everybody's kind of screwed right now. Now it's just chilling. It's like, oh, that was a good meal. I guess I'm going to take a nap. Can't he transform? Would that help? I don't think so. He can't teleport, can he? Trying to figure out what they've shown us that would be of utility right here. He has things that can light fires, so you could burn the son bitch, but then you've got like the smoke that would bother you. I'm thinking fire or ice, one of those two things. Like I think I've seen them use both. Sharp doesn't seem to be working, so that's not going to work. Can you do anything with lightning bolts? Any like electrical charges? I don't think so. Enough of the cheesy clip show. Just get to your solution. I'm going to say, just from what we know so far, I'm going to say fire of some sort. They've shown the ability to, like we just saw Sasuke do it. The ability to generate fire. Yeah, that's right. That gives me the motivation to keep going on. Petty rivalry. I'll live for that. Yeah. I'll just have to eat it. I like the close up on his eye. His determined eye. That's pretty cool. They got good directors on the show. Shot selections, where to put the camera, what to focus on. Yeah. So you failed, is what you're telling me. They broke wide. Yep. He cut himself to break the spell and then got out of there. Gotcha. That's pretty smart. Then he's got to cut her, I guess. Grim, but you got to do it. Oh no, I thought she was still under the spell. Right. That's pretty. This dude is very competent, man. But I think that Naradu's ceiling is higher than his. Right now, it's just his floor is higher than Naradu's. That's all. But I get why people like him. A lot of people said that he's their favorite character. I get why. We like competence. We don't like people stumbling around screwing up, man. We like people who are up to the task. You know, that's what we want in a protagonist. We don't want some loser who's like lucks into solutions all the time. He's more competent right now than Roger, even though I think that like at the end of the day, that's how you do it. I should have thought of that. You just make so many of them, it just explodes out. Good job. That was a pretty simple solution if you think about it. You could have done that like that, and next time he will. But the writer's the one with the character arc. He's the one that's going to start here and go at the end and be like really awesome. Be way more competent towards the end of the series than he was at the beginning. Way more than even him. But you just to be end up there, you have to start over here. You have to start over here more incompetent. Less competent, I should say. Bumbling, screwing up, to give you a place to go. But meanwhile, the audience is getting impatient with all that. They just want to see somebody who can solve issues. Well, crap. I can see it, a-hole. I got your mouth covered for a reason. Or maybe he didn't see it. He seemed surprised, actually. There we go. Okay, I apologize. I'm sorry I called you an a-hole. You actually saved our asses. Thank you. Oh, I see. Don't look in the eyes. Hey, didn't like that, did it? Nice. But so that's why I think early on people can like him more than our boy. But then as time goes on, that the nostalgia for that feeling gets so ingrained that even after you've seen the whole series, you still feel that way, although you're not supposed to. I don't think. Although I also don't think that Jesus. I don't think that the showrunners particularly care who you root for as long as you root for somebody. Enough with the damn tongue. Yeah. Well, is this your kink show? That's your kink, isn't it? Because it is effing disgusting. What are you? Are you like half snake or something? That's right. Death from above. And once again, you're late, by the way. Speaking of a-holes, what took you so damn long? The only reason. That's the last line, isn't it? Yes, it is. You know, one thing about it, if you're always late, then you can always be the cavalry arriving just in time, which has happened twice this episode. Or the continuation of the last episode, I guess. Oh, yeah, I remember what I was going to say. Is just put a pin on my last point about showrunners. Showrunners don't care who your favorite character is. It's so funny to me. Like, the House of the Dragon ended like 4 or 5 months ago, and people are still bickering about that. The showrunners favored the Greens, or the showrunners favored the Blacks. And I've seen arguments on both sides. I don't know how it's possible for the showrunners to simultaneously be biased towards the Greens and the Blacks, but people argue both. So apparently that's what happened. Like, you all are nuts. Showrunners don't care who your favorite character is. They just want you to watch. There are exceptions, of course, but mainly what that is that the showrunners themselves have a favorite character. It's not that they want you to have a favorite character. It's just they have a favorite character, and they call that the creator's pet. TV Tropes calls it the creator's pet, and that's always really bad. It's not good for a show if they have a creator's pet, because the audience can figure that out, and it's a turnoff, and it's annoying, and it turns to bad writing, and you get all kinds of problems, right? You start going into Mary Sue crap. So that could happen, but I don't think that the showrunner's like, I want you to like Lucy more than Mary. Like, typically, I don't think that's happening. But, they do have intentions. Like, clearly, Naruto's going to have the most story arc. The show is named after him. He's got the most interesting backstory. He started the lowest as far as, like, talent and mentality and, maturity and all this stuff to give him so much farther to go. You want to have a full story arc, which means we show every step of the development. So you have to have him as low as possible to bring him up to as high as possible to give yourself the most room to tell your story. I'm assuming this comes from the manga, so the manga had that in mind first, right? So he's going to be the most flawed, and you have to have other characters that are with him who are not as flawed as him, just for the diversity and also because people are at different levels and different stages and stuff. So that's what's happening here. But then the natural result of that will be the fans will like the more competent character more because we don't like bumbling idiots and constantly being frustrated with their failures. That's just human nature. That's what it is, right? So yeah, I just think that whole dynamic, everything I'm talking about right here is interesting. The way the showrunners approach it, the way it actually is, the real reasons that these things are the way they are, and then the way fans participate in all that.